Would all please rise for a salute to the flag of the United States of America. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated.
A warm and sincere welcome to the members of the School Board of Directors, administrators, faculty, family, and friends of the graduates of the class of 2009. We are a large class. Nearly 450 of us are assembled here today. We represent an impressive range of interests, acumens, and abilities. However, we did not start out as such an imposing force of highly motivated young adults, anxious to participate in a world full of possibilities. I can vividly remember feeling small, not much different than I am today, and a little overwhelmed by the demands of school in my earlier days as a student. Being petite, not very athletic, and a little nerdy, I did not find gym to be one of my favorite classes. Our phys ed teacher required each of us to climb a knotted rope hanging from the ceiling of our gym. I was sure I would flunk out of the 3rd grade if I didn't successfully make that climb. So with his encouragement, I dragged myself past every knot, and I made it. That was my first inkling that size doesn't matter. Later, I became part of a class known as the Bubble Year. Considerably larger than classes before us, we were accommodated for and squeezed into every homeroom. Yet we were always told that we were a polite, quiet class, respectful of our teachers and each other. Our enormous class size didn't make us more unruly than smaller ones. Instead, we evolved into student communities that synergistically created a diverse and rich student body. Diversity is a perk of being in the Bubble Year class, and for that, we are very grateful. In high school, our commanding class stormed the cafeterias at lunchtime, almost too many of us to fit. And when the traditional assignment between Cafe East and Cafe West was abolished, we easily found new friends at lunch with whom we rekindled old friendships. Our class size never intimidated our teachers, or at least I don't think so. They worked even harder at connecting with us one-to-one, making sure we understood our academics. In retrospect, we can see how they encouraged, cajoled, pressured, and inspired each of us, not only with their expertise, but also with their compassion. We pioneered an I-Block initiative and gained a loyal advisor for all 4 years. We developed profound relationships with our fellow classmates and teacher mentors who helped us to find focus in our hectic student lives. In the end, we benefited from this intimate school setting. Sometimes a small community can make a big impact. Walking into this ceremony today gives rise to a feeling that we have dreamed about for what has seemed like a lifetime. But for our parents and guardians, we have gone from picture books in kindergarten to those pesky college applications in the time it takes to pop a bubble. They have tirelessly shuttled us to and from school, carried precariously glued science projects in a downpour, cheered for us at games, and clapped for us at performances, watched us put on our first tuxes and look radiant in our prom dresses. Though we may not always admit it, we would not be here, graduating from 12 years of schooling without their guidance and assistance and love. We share in our families mixed emotions of exhilaration in leaving high school, excitement about our college or work experiences, and a little bit of nervousness as to what our long-term future will be. We will miss our friends and teachers as we start our journey for the rest of our lives and vow to keep in touch. And thanks to Facebook, we probably will. No one really knows what we'll be doing 5 or 10 years from now. But if the size of our spirit, the magnitude of our passion for learning, our enormous respect for each other, and our monumental commitment to make the right choices for ourselves and our communities, wherever we may end up, is any indication of success, then each one of us has a big, successful future ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2009, and may you never dream small.
Class of 2009, on behalf of the entire Colonial School District community, congratulations and best wishes are extended as you now embark upon the career pathway of your choice. Regarding the class of 2009, the following should be noted. The class of 2009 is the largest class since 1979. "98 members of the class are graduating with a cumulative weighted grade point average of 4.0 or better. This class has been offered over $7 million in scholarship money. And overall, 95% of this class will continue their education. Of the top 200 students in the class, 96% will attend a 4-year college or university. The class of 2009 also includes 13 National Merit Scholars and 21 students who were named AP Scholars following their junior year. I would like the students that have been recognized as National Merit Scholars, as finalists or commended scholars, to please stand at this time. If you could please stand. And I would like all members of the National Honor Society to also stand at this time. I would encourage everyone to take time to look at the program guide and look at the large number of awards and recognition in that program. And each and every one of those students should receive a round of applause at this time. Graduation is one of those shining moments to recognize accomplishments and milestones in one's life. It is also a starting point for one's dreams to become a reality. Wherever you go from here, you will start from scratch, whether college, a job, or the military. Think about it. You will begin all over again. And that's a great opportunity. It's a new starting point. So before you leave Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, let me remind you of how you can make that dream a reality. First, you need an action plan. You will be the exception if you get there by accident. Second, there is no substitute for hard work, and there are no entitlements. And third, despite the obstacles that you face, never, never, ever give up and surrender one's dream. Additionally, graduation is one of those moments to reflect on one's self, one's values, and one's principles, to determine what worked and what areas are in need of adjustment. To accomplish the challenges facing our nation in the future, I ask that you embrace the following principles: self-discipline over selfishness, work over self-interest, compassion over indifference. A wise author once said, "You are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul." So as you begin your new life, use that plan, keep your values and principles intact, and remain on course. You have the skills, you have the ability, you have the foundation, and you live in a country in which dreams become a reality. Again, congratulations.
It sits there waiting, quietly but firmly pulling you forward, promising pictures and scenes lying out in front of you with such clarity and such precision. You gaze right back. Your eyes are hopeful yet apprehensive, but you attempt to wear a shield, because after all, this has been what you waited for. You realize it hasn't been this close in a long time, if ever, and now more than anything, your heart flutters with excitement and your mind spins with possibilities and likelihoods. But as you stare anxiously, you realize it has changed. The horizon is no longer the same. It appears differently now. Before, it seemed so unkempt, so many pieces to the unsolved puzzle, it seems unbearable to even begin to sort them out. But now, it no longer appears that way. Pieces of puzzle have been set in their proper place, and the masterpiece it is beginning to form is so beautiful you can't seem to take your eyes away from it. It may not be the picture you have always imagined. Perhaps it is even better. But one certainty that it is a picture of possibility. It continues to sit there waiting, quietly but firmly pulling you forward. You see it so clearly, yet still it is like a dream. Some things are left hazy, yet others are so precise that it's hard to believe anything could be so defined and so apparent. Flashes of opportunity light up your sky, and you realize that this has been what you wanted. You're now ready to gaze right back with eyes that are no longer apprehensive. ready to solve the missing pieces of the puzzle to complete the beautifully unfinished masterpiece, and ready for the hazy dream with unknown certainties to become clear reality. For you have waited long enough. Now, it no longer sits there waiting. It has stopped quietly but firmly pulling you forward, because at last you have reached out and taken hold of it. At last, your future is lying in your hands. But truth be told, it's always been there.
Even though we got rained out, the Phillies didn't, so let's be happy for that tonight. Great it is to believe the dream as we stand in youth by the starry stream. But a greater thing is to fight life through and say at the end, the dream is true. These words by Edwin Markham are for us the summary and the embodiment of the journey that we, the class of 2009, have taken during our time here at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Class of 2009, we gather here tonight in celebration of ourselves. Our hard work, our dedication, our perseverance, our smiles, our laughs, the completion of the dream. Every year across the country, thousands of students gather to celebrate this, the next stage of their lives. Weather permitting, they convene on football fields, and like us tonight, in school gymnasiums and auditoriums, surrounded by the friends and family that have guided them to the spot where, after 12 years of hard work and sacrifice, the dream comes true. Tonight, it's our turn. Each of us has our own story, not only about Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, but about our own educational journeys as well. But even with our assorted backgrounds, we share one common story, one common vision, one unique destiny. We are the generation that has become wired and connected with the rest of the world. We've lived through the new millennium, the birth of YouTube, Facebook, and the iPod. We've lived through one of the most historic elections in our nation's history. And we are the first class to graduate in the worst recession that this country has faced in almost 80 years. I know, great note. 27 years ago, my dad stood here in the 4-5 gym, just like all of us tonight, to receive his high school diploma and begin the next stage of his life. Could he, or any of our parents, have imagined all that would happen since then? Parents, you have waited 18 years for this moment. You have witnessed the wonderful plays and musicals we have gone on to perform. You have watched as we have gone on to break numerous sports records. You have been there as we have gone on to win countless medals through groups such as the Science Olympiad, FBLA, the Chorus, and the Drumline. And you have proudly watched us leave a positive mark on our community, from the countless hours we have spent tutoring younger students and one another, to the hours that we volunteered for our houses of worship, sports groups, and other volunteer organizations. And parents, for all your support tonight, we thank you. Class of 2009, what mark will we leave on the world? When our children stand here 30 years from now, what will they say of us? Will we have cured cancer? Will we have started the latest hit rock band? Will we have brought another sports championship to Philadelphia? Will we have moved our country and our world towards greater peace and prosperity? Class of 2009, this is our time. This is our moment, our opportunity to shine and become the beacons of hope that our world so desperately needs. Never before has such a group as ourselves had the opportunity to change the world as we do now. Let us go forward tonight and dare to dream the dream, to live the destiny yet to be created. Let us go forth tonight, the class of 2009, to do the things that our generation has been called upon to do, to be the change we seek, the next great generation. For as John Mayer sings in a popular song that we all know, one day our generation is going to rule the population. Tomorrow, class of '09, we will wake up to a new reality. But tonight, we celebrate ourselves. We celebrate the grades we've earned, the medals and titles we've won, the friends we've made, the dreams we've achieved. Tonight, we celebrate us, the PW class of 2009.
It is with great pride that I officially present the class of 2009 of Plymouth Whitemarsh High School to Mr. Gary Johnson and the Board of School Directors, to Dr. Vincent Cotter, Superintendent, and to the Conshohocken, Plymouth, and Whitemarsh school community. I certify that the students present here this evening have met the graduation requirements of the Colonial School District, and they are all eligible to participate in this commencement ceremony. On behalf of the class of 2009, I thank everyone involved in planning our commencement. Many people in several departments were involved, and our greatest thanks go to Associate Principal Karen Gephardt and her assistant, Mrs. Savage, who worked with the staff and students throughout the year to make every detail of this event perfect, with the exception of the weather, in order to honor our graduates properly. To the seniors, I congratulate you on your well-earned accomplishment and wish you great success as you enter this next phase of your life. As individuals, as students, and as members of clubs, activities, and teams, you have made significant contributions to the PW community. Let me first recognize the class officers. You and your steering committee have done a superb job planning and carrying out all of the senior activities with your wonderful sponsors, Mrs. Hanold and Mr. Gregg. Your top-notch class president has been a committed and gifted student leader since he joined the Principal's Advisory Council in 9th grade. What is most impressive about you, and what we will never forget, is that rather than purchase expensive prom favors, which is sort of traditional, your class opted to make a very generous donation in the amount of $2,009 to the Colonial Neighborhood Council. That your final official act is to present this check, along with a large supply of food items, to a local organization that serves people in need, speaks to your best quality, your sense of civic duty and concern for others. You have also distinguished yourself as a very talented class that includes the best French horn player in the state, a gifted harpist, winners of a Cappy Theater Award for props and effects, and winners of several photography, TV production, and video awards, even an Emmy. Your athletic accomplishments took us to the state semifinals in boys basketball and prompted a revival of PW's competitive edge in track, cross country, tennis, softball, and soccer. We've been raising the academic bar at PW, and your class responded. We've already heard all of your academic accomplishments from our superintendent, Dr. Cotter. You are responsible, you are smart, you are interesting, you are talented, and you are now finished with high school. The Colonial School District is proud to graduate each and every one of you. We believe that we are sending you off with the 21st century skills that you will need to be highly successful in your well-chosen post-secondary endeavors. Please keep in touch and visit us when you can. Class of 2009, farewell.
Good evening, fellow board members, administration, faculty, parents, guests, and especially the class of 2009. First, I would like to recognize and thank the administration, the staff at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, and the Central Montclair Technical High School for their outstanding commitment in providing a quality education for the students in the Colonial School Districts. Please give them a round of applause. Class of 2009, you should be proud of your many accomplishments. You have not only excelled academically, you have represented the district with outstanding commitment to volunteer for community service. President George H.W. Bush said, "A volunteer is a person who can see what others cannot see, who can feel what most do not feel. Such gifted persons do not think of themselves as volunteers, but as citizens of the fullest sense, partners in civilization." The class of 2009 has partnered with many organizations to volunteer their time and talents and share their gifts for the benefit of others. Just a few of the activities that the members of the class of 2009 were involved in. The Student Council raised money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Conflicts and Connection Club sponsored 3 families for the holiday, providing gifts and food for many families. Boys Lacrosse Team served as assistant coaches for youth lacrosse organizations. Interact Helping Hand made monthly visits to Spring Mill Presbyterian Village, participated in Philly Cares, and collected letters to mail to soldiers overseas. The orchestra, ensemble, and choir performed for many community groups. National Honor Society helped athletes at Special Olympics, tutored students at CMS, volunteered for Leukemia and the Lymphoma Society, and raised money for cancer victims. The Community Service Club volunteered at Spring Mill Assisted Living, the American Cancer Society, and the Special Olympics. Let's give a round of applause to the class of 2009 for their commitment to community service. President John F. Kennedy said, "Never before has man such a great capacity to control his own environment, to end hunger, poverty, and disease, to banish illiteracy and human misery. We have the power to make the best generation of mankind in the history of the world." The class of 2009 have used their power to make a difference in the lives of many individuals. 33 years ago, I graduated from Plymouth Whitemarsh High School as a member of the class of 1976, never dreaming that one day I would be serving on the Colonial School Board. Being on the school board has been rewarding in ways that I never could have imagined, and perhaps one day, one of you will have the opportunity to serve as a member of the Colonial School Board. Thank you for volunteering your time and talents. I hope that you will continue to find ways to volunteer. Class of 2009, I wish you good luck and a successful future.
It is now my honor to present the Plymouth Whitemarsh Diploma to the officers of the senior class. President Simon J. Wong. Vice President John J. Matkowski. Secretary Simon Lewis Copeland. Treasurer Casey Elizabeth Bound. Coordinator, Megan Kincaid Piotrowicz. Coordinator, Julia Ashley Rosenberg. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2009 senior class officers.
Brittany Lynn Barr. Michael Lloyd Barbie. Allison Elizabeth Berger. Mark Gregory Berman.
Tyler Harrison Aaron. Mark Constantine Affleck Jr. Deanna G. Aiello. Julie Michelle Albanese. Rachel Judith Albert. Thomas Alexander. Kevin R. Altman. Tina Marie Ames. Courtney Marie Appleton. Dana M. E. Eros.
Melissa Gail Berman. Brett A. Byard. Miles Lewis Blackstein. Dana Joy Blythe. Stephen E. Bono. Colleen Marie Bradley. Marcus Lopez Branch. Angela Rose Brannigan. James Bronsberg Jr. Diana M. Casales.
Mark E. Aronson Jr. Edwin K. Ashiagor. Joseph Alexander Averitt. Brian Badea. Brianni Badea. Caitlin Veronica Bailey. James A. Radovsky. Sarah Aisling Brosnan. Colin Jordan Brown. Timothy D. Bueller.
Bridget M. Casey. John Anthony Castro. Julia Gail Chalfin. Elisa Chang. Evan Philip Chapman. Brooke E. Chatham. Alexander D. Cho. Samantha Ray Separ. Matthew T. Citrone. Scott John Cochran.
Brittany Lee Bolger. Kevin James Burdick. Amanda Taylor Berkey. Justin Taylor Berkey. Sean Miles Butler. Samuel J. Capizzi. Montserrat Melanie Carmona. Andrew Stephen Carpenter. Kristen Lee Carr. Shirley Lynn Carroll.
Matthew Francis Collier. Kristen Ruth Ann Collins. Damian T. Delaney. Brittany Rose Davis. Jacqueline L. Davis. Shayna Day. Samantha Lynn Daywalt. Nakia Cherie DeBerry. Megan Michelle Delaney. Anthony G. DePalma.
Jenna Compton. Danielle Brittany Comboy. Kelly Marie Cooperrider. Barbara Boy Carbo. Sarah Jessica Corcoran. Lee Thomas Cowan. David B. Cox. Kyle Allen Crowder.
Kimberly Demedio. Lindsay Ann Dender. Sabino Delegati. Nicholas Damian DeSantis. Makisha A. Dorset Hawthorne. Anna Isabel Everly. Seth Jacob Ehrlich. Anna Marie Eisenberger. Brooke Elizabeth English.
Lindsay Rebecca Curser. Christopher Edward Kupsperson. Zachary Farrell Cylinder. Lauren Elizabeth Danicky. Jonathan D. Diaz Santos. Natalie Ann DeFolvio. Paige Ashley Dobb.
Brittany Christine Enslin. Leah C. Epstein. Morgan L. Farrell. Max John Feeney. Rachel M. Feldstein. Ariel Felicia Feingold. Christina Fern Fisher. Danielle Alyssa Fishman. Simon Michael Flame. John Anthony Fondas.
Jared Eric Dunikoski Jr. Meso Dodd Jr. Shane Anthony Dolan. Jacqueline Ashley Dolan. Alexis Ray Doherty. Shannon K. Doherty. Matthew Drotar. Annette Gabrielle Dvorak. Kelsey J. Forsyth. Matthew John Burtak.
David Joseph Flanagan. Molly Elizabeth Flanagan. Bené Annalise Gian Caterino. Amber Yvonne Gilbert. John A. Giovinazzo Jr. Amy Lynn Leba. Paul Frederick Gordon. Erin Lee Gorenflow. Catherine Ann Gorman. Cantrice Shakina Gladden.
Katie Marie Rose Gale. Sean Peter Gale. Charles David Gallagher III. Casey Elizabeth Gallagher. Ashley Elizabeth Gallio. Alexis Marie Gambal. Ramil Hayward Gamble. Damian Francis Garbaz. Elizabeth Meadows Garvey. Brooke Samantha Gelfin.
Lori J. Guidetti. Jonathan K. Graber. Michael H. Graney. Lauren Alexa Green. Shayna Danielle Gresson. Timothy J. Grossman. Michael Vincent Guarini. Nicholas Anthony Guarino. Molly Hennessy. Alexandra Lee Herman.
Kelly Ann Geositz. Amanda Marie Hahn. Kiara Jordan Hall. Jay Hahn. Raina Marie Hansen. Brittany Lynn Hargrove. Amanda Tucker Harris. Tiffany Ann Harrison. Ian Michael Haslam. Michael Dennis Hagan Jr.
William Harry Highland III. Daniel Martin Horning. Michael Robert Horning. Keith John Horrocks Jr. Joseph Anthony Hughes. Christopher James Hughes. Christopher Scott Hummel. Nicholas Vincent Yacarino. Jacob Lee Ingberg. Ken Edward Ishimura.
Lindsay Elise Hatfield. Ethan Allen Michael Heary. Kristen S. Heatley. Jessica Lee Heebner. Christian B. Jenkins. David Andrew Johnson. Jesse Ryan Jones. Joseph N. Jew. Tori Samantha Judd. Amanda Stephanie Kamen.
Christian A. Jeffries. John Edward Johnson. Ariel Ray Haraskowitz. Juan Montez Kennedy. Kai H. Kim. Robin J. Kim. Ryan Michael King. Alexander Max Klein. Grant Evan Klein. Michael J. Klein.
Andrea Michelle Kaplan. Max Sean Kaplan. Samantha Leanne Ketch. Christopher James Kelly. Devin Lee Kelly. Daniel Joseph Kerper. Eric Thomas Lacrosse. Eric Andrew Lamb. Anthony Lancaster. Stephen James Laputka.
Carrie Ann Kleinschmidt. Mara Jane Klondar. Christina Stephanie Connect. Benjamin David Koch. Michael A. Conrad. Jason Harris Reed. Benjamin Max Kripke. Nathan Francis Labruciano. Lauren Ashley Lombardo.
Ryan Robert Law. Nicholas Scott Lawrence. Brian K. Lee. Jung S. Lee. Alexandra Hope Leshner. Chad Martin Levy. Richard Allen Lewis. Dory Ann Leguinco. David Ryan Lipner. Allison Eileen Lipschitz.
Joseph D. Lamonaco. Autumn M. Long. Christopher Andrew Lowenstein. Spencer Elliott Luboff. Yeah, man! Scott Allen Lurdy. Robert Charles Luthi. Nicole Alexandria Lutz. William A. Major. Jacob Charles Malone. Corey Jason Mandarano.
Megan Ann Littlejohn. Tin Lee. Dominique Marcosi. Matthew Edward Marcosi. Krista Lynn Marcolina. Lauren Michelle Marcus. Luis Angel Mariscal Mora. Gonzalo Martin Penasco. William Aaron Maschio. Jody M. MacArthur.
Alex Scott Mandel. Jessica Lynn Marchese. Hillary Christina McGrath. Christopher K. McKinney. Megan Elise McLaughlin. Sean Joseph McClernand. Robert Joseph McMonagle. Suzanne McMonagle. Samuel Rob Means. Corey D. Malik.
Jessica Ann Mazars. Robert Joseph Mazars. Courtney Marie McCann. Patrick Stephen McCall. Sean Francis McCreesh. Brianna Elizabeth McCullough. Shannon L. McCullough. Sean Francis McGady. Taylor Lee McGarvey. Joseph Michael Monastero.
Robert Marone. Matthew Stephen Mesmer. Caroline Ann Mickelson. Alex E. Miller. David Jeffrey Miller. Jillian Amanda Miller. Katie Elizabeth Jordan Miller. William C. Miller Jr. Rachel Marie Mills. Brandon Scott Nurick.
Gregory Alexander Moore. Mariah Elizabeth Patrice Moore Butler. Dominic Morgan. Rachel Mount. Kelly Allison Moyer. Megan Suzanne Mundy. Andrea Lee Munyon. Dylan J. Murphy. Anthony Vincent James Eugene Muscarella. Tiffany Jacqueline Myers.
Andrew R. Latinsky. Stephen Michael Nizio Jr. Mark Richard O'Neill. Mara Caroline Ogletree. Nicholas J. Oliveri. Peter Orler. Jamie Kara Orman. Gabriel A. Ortiz. Jose Rafael Ortiz. Sarah A. Ortiz.
Charles John Merciades. Brandon M. Naves. John Hogan Naaman. Jenny Nguyen. Thomas Nguyen. Jordan Tyrell Pearson. William Henry Puser. Mallory Faith Phillips. Corey D. Finizzi.
Chelsea Ray Oskopinski. Kirsty Marie Oswald. Michael James Owens. Mark A. Packer Jr. Domenico Palagrudo. Julia Lynn Pauline. Bally Anna Badati. Jennifer Mika Badati. Nicholas James Rambo.
Wendy Danielle Finizzi. David Thomas Piazzatelli. Alexis Marie Piazza. Francesca Michelle Piazza. Sean William Pierce. Rafe Alexander Pilgrim. Jared Popolowski. Heather Cecilia Perino. Brian Price. Dan R. Pucci.
Michael Philip Ravitch. John David Reed. Matthew J. Reagan. Samantha Mariko Regneri. Corey Lee Reinhardt. David Michael Rodarmer. Rita Nicole Rivera. Richard Paul Rodenbaugh. Lauren Elizabeth Roop. Ramel Antonio Robinson.
Joseph Puielli. Christopher John Corino. Lauren Elise Rosenberg. Scott Louis Rosnov. Rachel L. Rothstein. Andrew Allen Rowe. Matthew Christopher Rowe. David L. Russ. Sydney Royce Ryan. Adriana Rose Sabatino.
Ian J. Rose. Daniel John Roselli. Joel Perry Rosen. Allison Shea Rosenberg. Michael Anthony Scott. Eric Michael Seiler. Christina Serini. Christopher J. Shannon. Dave Raj Sharma. Charday Michelle Scott.
Richard M. Salber. Rachel Kim Sandercock. Nicholas John Sana. Shannon Patricia Santoni. Richard Corey Schaefer Jr. Brett Andrew Schwab. Deanna Schwartz. Devin Michelle Simmons. Ashley Danielle Sipe.
Brooke Catherine Shepherdson. Rebecca Lee Sherman. Victoria Crosby Shivik. Alina P. Sigmund. Stephen David Silverman. Stephen J. Simpson. Shelby Louise Sutera. Ellen Elizabeth Swigart. Adam Hisham Takaldeen. Matthew Joseph Taramina.
Dana Marissa Slowick. Brian Gregory Smith. Charles Edward Smith. Christina Marie Smith. Sun Myung San. Max Andrew Steinberg. Austin Kamal Stevens. Brian Keith Steitler. Kirsten Stoll. Marsha Elizabeth Sturm.
Jennifer Ann Teese. Alexander Christopher Thomas. Heather Marie Tierney. Monica M. Trainer. Rebecca Marie Treatment. Corbin Joseph Vasquez. Bola Kumar Tamang. Paris Ray Willman. Jennifer Lynn Wilson.
Terrell Smith. Kevin Summers. Delonda Barry Tor. Paul T. Bow. V. Vu. Anita Ann Wade. Brittany Alexis Walker. Amanda Helene Walter. Jasmine Dominique Walton. Lillian Wong. Jeffrey T. Wagner.
Raven Skylar Wingate. Marissa Ann Whitman. Dolores P. Wolf. Albert Schooner Womelsdorf. Sun Young Won. Fatima Diane Worthy. Alexander S. Yoon. Rebecca Michelle Zankoski. Jacob B. Ziegler.
Scott Randall Warren. Shelby Taylor Weinstein. Maxwell Lewis Weisman. Emily Grace Worth. Daniel Allen Wirtz. Anne Elizabeth Whalen. Linwood Reginald Wilford. Devin Marie Wright.
Graduates, please move your tassel from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, during the past 4 years, Plymouth Whitemarsh High School has boundlessly invested in the class of 2009, one of the largest classes to pass through its doors. We have been granted the undivided attention of our administrators, and we have been devoted the nurturing support of our teachers. Now, graduates of the class of 2009, it is our time to give back. I would like to share with you an excerpt from the novel Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom, which embodies the message of giving. Devote yourself to loving others. Devote yourself to your community around you, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and meaning. Do the kinds of things that come from the heart. When you do, you won't be dissatisfied. You won't be envious. You won't be longing for somebody else's things. On the contrary, you'll be overwhelmed with what comes back. Plymouth Whitemarsh graduates, think about what you have to offer others. The investment you make in the community need not be a great sum of money or a grandiose gesture. It can be as simple as giving your time, your ears, or your heart. Tonight, I urge you to begin this process of giving back. While you say your final goodbyes, I ask you to thank those people who have made a difference in your life. And with that, I'd like to present the class gift. On behalf of the class of 2009, it is my pleasure to present to Plymouth Whitemarsh High School a tile mosaic to be placed in the main lobby of the school building. This piece, titled The Giving Tree, will be more than just art. Each year, one additional student from the graduating class will be recognized for his or her outstanding contribution to the community. The recipient of this award will be chosen by a select panel of judges and will receive his or her own nameplate on the mosaic. We hope that this gift will emphasize the value of giving back, and in doing so, encourage students to pursue an active role in their local and global communities. I will conclude my address tonight by thanking two people who do not get the recognition they deserve. Our outstanding class sponsors, Mr. Brian Gregg and Ms. Jennifer Hannah. Many of you may not realize how much time and energy they have sacrificed for our class. Without them, this day and every other significant event in your high school career would not have been possible. So please join me in expressing our gratitude to the class of 2009 sponsors, Mr. Gregg and Ms. Hannah. Graduates, the moment we have all been waiting for is very near. Congratulations on your tremendous accomplishment, and best of luck with all of your future endeavors. I have no doubt that the class of 2009 is the finest class to ever graduate from Plymouth Whitemarsh High School. Thank you. Please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater. Class of 2009, you are dismissed.
John, is that it?